so this is the first problem we're going to explain, and it's about limits. We're going to start by factorizing the denominator. We can see here that we have a difference of squares because we have x to the second power and 8 to the second power. This is another way to express the 64. We're not changing anything. Okay, so how do we factorize the difference of squares? With the formula a minus b times a plus b. This is a and this is b. So we will have x minus 8 and x plus 8. And now in the denominator we can see that we have a common denominator, and it's a common factor, and it's the 2. So we're going to bring the 2 out, and then we divide by 2 everything else. 2x divided by 2 is x, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. We can see that we have two parentheses that are the same, so this we can cross it out. So we are left with x plus 8 divided by 2. And now we're going to see here that there was a limit to the 8 when x approaches 8. So we have to put the 8 in all the x's of the problem. 8 plus 8 divided by 2 equals 16 divided by 2. And for your final answer, you have to copy the original problem. And we have the final answer.
As you already know, the answer of this problem is 8. Okay, so the next step to do is graph this problem into decimals. You will have this on your computer, and what we will try to see is when x approaches to 8, you go until you go with the line, and here you will have a hole, and the hole is just in the 8. So this can tell us that when x approaches to 8, you have a limit, and that is that the number will be just as close as 8.
Now we're going to explain how to find the derivative. To find the derivative, we have to find 3 different formulas. So the first formula is when you have an x with an exponent, the formula will be the exponent times x and exponent minus 1. When you have a number times x, the derivative will be the number. And when you have a number without the x, the derivative will always be 0. So with this known, we're going to start our problem. The first step is to know that this is the same as 6x and 1/3. So you take out this number and make it into a fraction. So you have f of x equals 6x 1/3 minus 3x. Having this, you have to follow the formulas. So we are going to use the first formula for the first step, for the first thing. So you make the exponent times this number, so it's 1/3 times 6 over 1, that is the same as 6. So you have 6 over 3. You simplify it and it gives you 2. So you have 2x, and you have to do, as the formula says, the exponent minus 1. So you do 1/3 minus 1 over 1. As you can't subtract different denominators, you make it into a 3 and multiply the 1 to a 3. So 1 minus 3 is equal minus 2 over 3. So that's your exponent. So you have 2x minus 2/3. And you take this number, minus 3x, and the next step will be, because this number is negative, you have to change it to the denominator, changing the sign so you can make it a positive number. So you have 2, and then you change all this to the bottom, changing the number. So it's x 2/3. As you can't have fractions, exponent fractions in the denominator, the thing you'll do will be change it again to the house. So you make 2 over square root of x. The first number will always be inside the house and the second number will be outside the house. So you have the first part of the equation, but you still have minus 3x. As the second formula says here, a number with x, the derivative will only be the number. So you take out the x and you have minus 3. So this will be your answer. So just write again the formula. F of x equals 6 times x minus 3x is equals to 3x check 2 minus 3. And this will be your answer. So now that we have the answer for the derivative of this problem, the second part of the problem tells you that x is equal to 1. So what we have to do is know that this answer is the slope. So this answer is m. And as the slope formula tells you, y is equals to mx plus b. So we have to find this formula with this given point. So the first step is plugging the 1 into your formula. So you plug 2 over 3x1 to the second power minus 3. So 1 to the second power is 1, and you can take it out with the 3 because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So you have 2 over 1, that is equals to 2 minus, and then you have minus 3, so 2 minus 3 is equals to minus 1. So this is your slope. So m is equal to minus 1. Then we have to find the y by plugging in the 1 into the original formula. So you have this formula. So 6 times 6 and here 1, so you have 1, you can take it out, so it's equals to 6 minus 3 times 1, so it's 6 minus 3. So you have 3. So your y is equals to 3. And then you follow the formula and put 3 is equals to minus 1. And you know that x means 1. So 1 times 1 plus b. And you don't know b. So you have to multiply it. So it's 3 is equals to minus 1 plus b. And you want to have b alone to know this value. So you do 3 and you change this here plus 1. So b is equal to 4. So you know that b is equal to 4. So now you have your formula. So you put y is equal to minus 1 x plus 4. And this is your equation for the tangent line. And the tangent line will look like this.
Okay, here you can see that here is the problem and this is the derivative answer. When you plug it in Desmos, here is the graph you will have. And this graph tells you that when x approaches to 0, it will be positive infinity in whichever side you get, this or this.